What's going on with my friends in the music world? Today I guess I could say I'm having a little fun with recording samples, but I was, excuse me, my phone. I was sitting there opening a Coke can in the kitchen, and I was like, I want to sample this. Now, granted, I'm sure a Coke can opening has been sampled many a times, but as I told you guys, and I should really just meticulously carry my pocket recorder, my Tascam, around with me anywhere I go, because it's amazing the stuff that you can sample and record and do things with. And I'm going to show you here just how easy this is today. And there's a lot of videos about sampling out on the land of YouTube. And a lot of guys are absolutely incredible at this, and I'm really getting better at it. But here's the original sample. This is kind of cool. I'll play it here. Now, the original one actually recorded had and damn, come to think of it, it had the fizzing in it. And while I'm on here, let me go get that, because hang on a second here. I don't want to lose that. That fizzing is something else. Come to think of it, I just had a little epiphany as I was sitting here on the darn computer here. Let's find this here real quick. We'll do that here. Coke can fizzing sample. Okay, so I found that, and what I did was I just backed up the undos from the beginning of this thing. Here's the original sample, and basically I just chopped it up, and you hear the fizz. Now, I've got three different samples here, actually. I've got this, and then I've got this. That's rhythm, and then the fizz, which I just completely while I was on here had an epiphany. So here's the edited. It's a 4-bar loop, basically, of how I edited the original sample. And that's that. Now, what I did here is I'm going to go back and redo up to, it's going to take me a minute. Let's redo. Okay, so what I want to do is take this loop and do some really cool stuff with it. So basically what I did was, earlier as I went in and I kind of went in and did a lot of the noise in the background. So let's go to this 4-bar. Let's kick it to 5. There was 1, 2, 3, 4. Probably stretched it down. I lowered the tempo, but I went in and I got rid of I put a noise gate in here and got rid of that noise in the background. So let's just let's do that. Let's get the noise gate on. We got that noise off. And let's kick in this little compressor. Gets that thing sounding good. And then I went in. I EQ'd everything here. Just kind of get a little EQ on it. So it's going to be a little harsh at first, but that's just the way it is. I took some of the highest out of it. That's what it's going to do. And we got to the mixer, and I went and let's drop the volume because it's going to peak here. We don't want that to happen. And then what I did from here is I just kind of hit option here and stretch it to 5. Which gives it a 5-bar loop, which is fine. Now, what I did earlier is let's get this thing turned down a little bit here. We're peaking. We are peaking. All right, better. All right, so at that point, I'm not too worried about that. I went in here and put some reverb in it. Now, I could do a lot of cool things here, man. I could put this in Omnisphere. I put this thing in Omnisphere, and I can do amazing things with that stuff. I really could. So that I could do. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's put some reverb on this puppy. Usually I put this delay absorb, which is real cool, and we're going to transform this sample into something so cool. And the volume reverb can drop level a little bit, so I'll bring that back up. Got a good compression on here. And then what I do is I could probably turn this to a tension sample. So what I do is I take my BPMs to my tension music. A lot of it's around 75 BPM. So let's go down here to 75 BPM. And see how that just changed? You might know it's a Coke can opening, but there's a lot of other things you can do to it. And there's actually, from the original, I can make 4 different samples out of this, and I intend on doing that. That's that, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff you could do with it. Let's see here. We could go in here and let's put a little distortion on it. Wow, put some distortion on it. There you go. Just transform that thing into a whole new life of its own. Okay, so I brought in the original sample back here again. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this up into actually 4 different samples. We're going to do something cool here. All right, so from right here we know we've got one. I could cut that. Let's see something here. Let's cut it here. Because what we're going to do is we're just going to split them up. And the next sample I've got is this right here. It's right here. Here's some rhythm. If you ever watch videos from a guy named Andrew Wong or Huang, it's H-A-U or H-U-A-N-G. The guy's amazing. He can take samples and do anything with them. Watch his videos. He's insane. Great producer. It's amazing talent. So here's something that is... Now I don't need the fizz, but I'm just going to cut that section and I'll edit out the fizz here in a minute. Alright. And then I'm wondering if fizz is on this. The loudest of it. Let's get the noise gate. Let's get the noise out of the background here. Very important. Let's put a little compressiones on that. Okay, so I do know from this point that that section is not going to work. So I'm going to cut cutting 2 samples out of this one because I do know that this section here actually, I'm going to join those again. And we're just going to take this whole sample and I'm going to chop that up however I want on that deal. So let's create some audio tracks here. Good old Reason is absolutely amazing when it comes to sampling. I mean to tell you, freaking amazing. All right, so the first sample we're going to drop right here. The second sample we're going to drop right here. Now the second sample, we're going to make a third sample. Here's where the fun starts here. Let's get the snap off and let's see if we can capture this. That's cool. It could be something very rhythmic. And I'm almost wondering if audio 2. You hear that compressor pumping. That's quick release. That's better. It releases pumping on that gate. Much better. Now you hear a cleaner sound, which means I can go back up to the original sample, as you see. And let's ooh, that's loud in my ear. Again, original sample. Okay, so we're hitting the wrong track. My bad. There we go. There we go. This one is just not even relevant. Alright, so from that point I wanted to get this sample here real quick. Hang on 1 second here. And snap off. Let's see what we can do here on this deal. Alright, so we can cut that very carefully right there. Boom. And snap it about. Audio 2. There's that sample. Now we can work on getting this fizzle. Let's drop on 3. Now I said 4, but I'm trying to think how in the hell I said 4. My bad on that deal. Let's go back and listen to the original. Yep, there's 4 right there. I can chop those 2 up. That's the 4 I'm talking about. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We are getting somewhere with that deal. Alright, so let's chop. Let's go back up here and chop this. That's cool. Let's see what it does. We go a little bit longer. That might be cool. So we'll take this sample. We'll come down to 4. So with that said, this is cool. You've got, I can pretty much just take option that and bring that all the way down to 1. We're going to wait on that. So now you got 4 different samples I can do some cool stuff with. You got that. You got this. And you got this. I got Coke Fizz. I could put that in Omnisphere and do unbelievable things with it. Omnisphere, guys, if you don't have Omnisphere, it'll be your Swiss Army knife to record music. I'm telling you right now. And there's 4. Omnisphere is unbelievable, guys. I'm telling you right now. It's pricey. And honestly, you know, I have this subscription model, and some people do it. I'm not big on subscription. I don't like paying every month on something that is technically not mine. I buy it, it's mine. I don't mind every 2 years paying an update because it's only, their last update was only like $130. I mean, it cost me, what, $500-600 for Omnisphere originally. And God, I've been using Omnisphere for for years. I'll bet you I've been using it since its first incarnation, shortly thereafter. Some in the film business here, some of my publishers turned me on Omnisphere and said, start stepping up some of those bigger synths instead of using the in-house stuff in Reason. That stuff is nice if you do it right, and I'm telling you, Reason is proven to be. But a lot of times you start in this business, I find myself trying to find different synths. Like yesterday, I bought another plug-in from 8DO, the emotional guitars. Incredible, a lot of cool things I can do with it. It didn't quite do as much as I wanted it to do, but between that and their ambient guitars, it's incredible. 8DO does some really cool stuff. They really do. But, it's a side note. But anyway, Omnisphere and Reason opened up so many doors for me, with the film and TV music, but it's not as much Reason as it was Omnisphere. Reason really did, as a sequencer, open doors for me because it was the one DAW that really I could identify with that I loved. I went from Pro Tools to Persona Studio One Pro. Persona Studio One Pro was absolutely incredible. I love it. I still have it. I do it for video support, but Reason seemed to be the one I latched onto the most. I love the console. And if you've ever sat on an SSL console and see some familiarity here, that's what it was modeled after. A lot of these racks that you see on here, if you look, a lot of these devices, like that reverb device I had, is modeled after some pretty cool devices. So, with that being said, but anyway, I wanted to touch on some chopping up some cool samples and things to do. You take one big sample and you can make 4. So if I do something cool with these, I'll make a part 2 of these. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, and you guys have a great one. Be cool. Bye.